Adobe Flash Player. That's a name I haven't heard in years. Long before online stores like Steam or Epic Games were a place to go for playing PC games, there were several websites that let you play small digital games without paying anything. Welcome to the world of Flash games. Addicting games, Ancon Arcade, Armor games, Crazy games, and the almighty Newgrounds. Those are just few of many sites where you can play online games that were made with Adobe Flash. Now, for those who don't know, Adobe Flash was a software platform that allowed you to play or create games and animations. But it was discontinued after December 31st in 2020. So if you want to play Flash games or animations now, you need either an extension for your browser or an emulator that lets you download them. Keep in mind that most Flash games are not rated. You may encounter stuff that are not suited for everyone. That's because they were made in a time when Twitter wasn't very popular and YouTube didn't have many rules. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the good Flash games, the ones I grew up with. This month, I will focus on Flash games either original from scratch or original games that borrow IPs from already existing games. There were also Flash games based on classic cartoons, but I want to give a chance to the independent ones. And I don't want to make the video too long. I'm the big bro, and these are my top 5 favorite Flash games.
You can't seem to do anything right.
This one is a stress relief game, by the way. Bartender The Right mix. Starting up with a classic. This is a simple interactive game where you mix various cocktails with Miguel the bartender. After finishing your mix, the bartender will take a sip to see how it tastes. And he will give a reaction depending on the ingredients you picked. If your mix wasn't good enough, the bartender will give you a clue ingredient to make it better. And you keep doing this until you get the right mix, just like the title indicates. But it doesn't stop there, there's also a couple of sequels of this game. The second game takes place in a tropical bar. And the third one, you have VIP customers you need to serve. There's even a spin-off where you play as a barwoman named Miguelita. Back then, I just messed around with the drinks and laughed at the bartender's reactions. Now that I'm playing it again, I think this could work as a meme template. Yeti Sports. My dad's first home computer had some games either pre-installed or downloaded, such as 3D Pinball, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Pac-Man, and the first 3 Yeti Sports games. Yeti Sports, it's a Flash game series about a Yeti playing various sports with penguins. The games themselves are very short with simple controls, since the series is meant for passing the time. For a game being so simple, it's actually a well-known series among the Flash community. There's even a Yeti Sports game on the Nintendo Wii, but it only released in Germany. I actually wondered why it didn't come out in the rest of the world. And after looking at the content, now I know why. The Yeti is cool, the penguins are funny, and the games are nice. I wish they were in more recent platforms like Switch or Steam.
Aww, game over.
Conquer Antarctica. Huh, Another game that involves hurting penguins. This is a turn-based two-player game where penguins from different teams fight each other in order to, well, conquer Antarctica. As adorable as the penguins look, they're actually quite brutal. Both teams use a bazooka to shoot snowballs, grenades, and even rockets. In single player, you control two rebel penguins on a small and plain ice platform, while the enemy penguins have more constructed ice platforms. In two-player mode, both teams have the same ice platform, and the players have to hand over the mouse after each turn. You have to calculate the power and the angle of your shot, and then fire to the enemy penguins until there are none left. I remember Conquer Antarctica mainly for the background music. It gives me the feeling of navigating the 7 seas of the internet. Whether you find it interesting or not, Conquer Antarctica is worth playing at least once.
Impressive, but you missed your last target.
Did I?
Powerpuff Girls Dujinshi, Battle in Megaville. This game is based on a comic created by an online artist named Bleedman and hosted by Snafu Comics. The comic is a crossover between characters from Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon in early 2000s, but is mainly focused on the Powerpuff Girls. Here it is a 2D fighting game with basic controls and custom-made sprite animations. The roster consists of only 6 characters: Blossom, Bubbles, Buttercup, Dexter, the Rowdy Rough Boys, and Belle, an original antagonist from the comic. While the game itself is not balanced or outstanding compared to other fighting games I played, it was interesting to look at back then. After you play this game, you should check out the comic where it's based of. And the other comics too, like Sugarbits and Grimtails from down below.
Downfall of Cartoon Network in a nutshell.
I am sorry, my mentor. I have failed you.
Age of War. Wait, you mean there was a Flash version of Empire Earth I did not know about until now? Huh. The Classroom. Good God, this game is more tense than Metal Gear Solid, and it's just about copying exams. Crazy Penguin Catapult. Looks like the Angry Birds weren't the only birds that used themselves as catapult ammo. Also, this is like the 3rd game in the video that involves penguins. Friday Night Funkin'. Although I'm not a fan of games that are only popular thanks to mods, I think this game has potential. Give up. Don't worry, I'm not giving up. I'm just taking a temporary break for indefinite time. Happy Wheels. 2010 called, it wants its players back. The Henry Stickmin Collection. This game is so funny, with tons of jokes and references, and with the most simple character design in the world. A Koopa's Revenge. I don't think I'll see Koopa Troopa the same way again after this. Line Rider. Oh, the time I wasted torturing the poor rider with big looping rides. One Chance. This game is about making tough decisions before the world ends. Once you reach to an ending, that's it. No replay, game over, the end. Penguin Diner. Okay, I guess I really liked penguin games when I was a kid. I remember my sisters playing this a lot. Good times. Pengusan. Seriously? Another penguin game? Poke the Penguin. Sure, why not? After all, I have an obsession with penguins. Ouch. Spank the Frank. Why are there so many penguin games? Super Mario 63. Finally, no more penguins. A 2D Mario game with FLUDD? I guess it could work in Mario Maker. Super Mario Crossover. This is what I expected when using amiibos in Mario Maker. I'm disappointed. Super Smash Flash 2. If Sora could get in the real Smash Bros, that means Goku and the other fighters still have a chance. Have faith, people. We're almost there. Final Fantasy Sonic X. Now this is the one that got me into Flash games. It's an interactive series of 6 episodes created by a user named Black Devil X, which consist of a crossover between Sonic and several characters from other games. It starts with a guy sending away a mysterious sword that's found by Tails, and then he gives it to Sonic, so it doesn't fall in evil hands. But then trouble comes around and Amy is taken by a bunch of baddies, and Sonic must find her with the help of Mega Man X and Zero. Eventually, they came upon Link in Hyrule Market, and apparently he can actually talk normally. It already sounds like a bad fanfic I could have written in middle school. Sonic and his friends will meet a lot of foes, such as cloned robots that look like Sonic, Bass from the Mega Man series, and a Sonic OC named Eon. Now, since this is an interactive movie, it's almost too easy to win the battle encounters. That is until episode 5, where you actually need to do certain actions in order to win the fight. In episode 6, however, is where it actually feels like a legit RPG Flash game. Sadly, this would be the last episode we'll ever get from the series. After all, even indie creators have their own problems that prevent them to continue. That's something I totally relate to. But remember the famous saying, "Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened." Flash games were an absolute gem for us in early 2000s. Back then we didn't worry about stuff like copyright claim, demonetization, or Twitter. It was our little corner on the internet where we could have fun and be ourselves. Making the games of our dreams, animating stories of our heroes interacting with each other. Nowadays, it's easy to do that with games like Mario Maker, Miitopia, RPG Maker, Garry's Mod, Mugen, etc. But it's just not the same. But oh well, good things must come to an end, like my Smash montage videos. And this is why Final Fantasy Sonic X is my #1 favorite Flash game of all time.